Bienvenido, Omar. Gracias por estar en el canal. Es un gusto, es un honor. Gracias a Wendy Shepard por la oportunidad. Quiero empezar en preguntarle sobre sus inicios. ¿Cómo describe la evolución de su trabajo como actor? Recuerdo su primera actuación en Fatal Beauty y la de Moving Alan.
Welcome to the channel, Mar. A big thanks to Wendy for the recommendation. And Jhon is asking you about how do you see the evolution? We know it's a huge career. So how do you see the evolution of your career? Jhon remembers the first movies that are Fatal Beauty and Moving Alan, but wherever you want.
Yeah. So Fatal Beauty was the first movie I ever did. And I was fortunate enough to be cast by Sharon Bialy, who gave me my SAG card and got me my start in the business, even though I didn't know anything about acting, hadn't gone to an acting school, and started acting school after I did Fatal Beauty. Cast some of the best shows in television. She's the casting director for The Walking Dead, which has become the largest TV show in, I think, in the history of TV, even bigger than Lost, and has inspired a couple of offshoots. So I was fortunate enough that she believed in me, even though I didn't know what I was doing, to capture my first job before I knew how to act. And then Moving Alan was an odd and interesting film that I barely remember doing that, but I remember auditioning for it, and I remember doing a scene out by the Salton Sea, which is this little contaminated pool of water out in the Palm Springs area, and having to wade into that. And I know Misha Collins did that with me, and Marley Shelton was a part of the show, and her father was directing it. I never saw the movie, though, so I never saw how it came out in the end. I should probably watch it.
Técnico dice que lo que recuerda, obviamente, aparte de que la persona que hizo parte de esto fue la misma persona que se encarga del casting de Walking Dead, es que, y acá tú tendrás que ayudarme, dice que recuerda la escena del lago, que fue muy graciosa y difícil de grabar, pero que increíblemente él no vio eso, él nunca vio esos productos, imagínate.
Eso es increíble, ¿no? Gracias por responderlo, Omar. Bueno, antes de presentar a un colega que la verdad es increíble el trabajo que ha hecho, quisiera recordarle acerca de sus otros trabajos sobre cómo define su experiencia en el terror. Hay dos en particular que se llama El Número 23 y Nightlife.
And before we introduce you another partner of the channel, Jhon is asking you about how do you define your work on the genre of terror, but mostly on number 23.
Oh, on the number 23?
Yes, how do you define your working on the genre of terror and horror?
Oh, I wish I worked more in the genre of horror. Horror is my favorite genre, and I've only gotten a couple opportunities to do that. I guess you could classify the number 23 as a sort of horror, right? A psychological thriller. That was fun to work with. Joel Schumacher directed that. And Jim Carrey played the leading part. Virginia Madsen was in that. That was a fun role to play. And I'm surprised. I thought I heard Nightlife in there, and I did do a little zombie movie in the 80s called Nightlife. I don't know if it came out very well, but it was fun to practice, what I was learning in acting school to try to bring it to life in the real life situation of working on film. I don't know if it worked, but it was fun. It was fun playing, a guy who comes back to life to haunt the kid that we've been bullying through school. I thought the premise of the Nightlife was very, very funny. And I'd be very interested in seeing if it stands up over time.
Jhon, ¿qué te iba a decir? Me dejas hacer una pregunta porque él habló de algo que me interesa,
Claro.
pero te traduzco, porque te vas a sorprender. Él, a diferencia de muchos actores y actrices que han estado en el canal, él sí ama el género del terror. Él dice que siente que tiene que haber hecho más películas. Dice que el número 23, que bueno, obviamente increíble. Y Nightlife, él dice que nunca la vio. No sabe si fue buena o mala, pero dice que fue muy, pues incluso las escenas con el niño, ¿no? Tú sabes muy bien que esos zombies, pobres, esos zombies aterrorizaban al pobre niño. Pero él dice que le gustaría saber si esa película cubrió el tiempo. Y ahora es mi turno. I was asking Jhon before while I was translating that because you mentioned that and this is a weird case in this channel because there are actors and actresses that do horror but they don't like horror and you love horror, and it's crazy because, and this is the opportunity for asking you and doing an homage, if we can submit Mulholland Drive as horror. I know it's a freaking masterpiece. Name it now the most important movie for readers. Yes. So how do you feel being part of the biggest movie and of course being director for the greatest, David?
Yeah, so that was originally a television series, and they shot the pilot for it, and it was reviewed as the best new TV series you'll never see because it was too expensive for ABC to pick it up. So David Lynch, being the consummate artist that he is, I guess repurchased the pilot from ABC and then cut half of it and reshot an entirely different film. So the original premise behind the show was a girl who she loses consciousness after an accident. She has amnesia, and she gets helped by a local Hollywood actress who's trying to make her way in the world. She helps this girl with amnesia to escape, the hitman who's coming after her, which is basically me. Well, I guess David Lynch decided to take his Hollywood experience with the TV show not being at once praised as a great TV show and not being able to make it in the network, and translate it into a Hollywood nightmare, which I think is what happens in the actual movie. So yeah, I mean, it's not a horror movie in the way that a couple of his other films are, but it's certainly scary and weird and interesting enough to, I think, qualify partly for the genre. Yeah, and I was super blessed to be a part of the David Lynch film, right? Now that he's passed away, I feel like I'm part of a history, artistic history now, forever and ever.
Yes, and it's crazy, no? He made the best TV show that never appeared, but also made the best TV show ever, that is Twin Peaks, and man, the best movie, and it's an honor. And thank you for that answer. I will translate. Pues Jhon, tenía que hacer la pregunta y te agradezco, porque yo le dije, no, pues no sé si calificaría Mulholland Drive. Contó obviamente la historia que tal vez muy pocos saben, ¿no? Iba a ser una serie de televisión. Esa serie fue calificada como la mejor serie que nunca se estrenó. Obviamente él rehizo todo en la película que conocemos. Pronto ahorita le decimos que estuvo Bonnie Arons acá. Y dice que para él es un honor. Obviamente, ¿no? Tú sabes muy bien, pues no es spoiler, ¿no? Él técnicamente es el asesino en Mulholland Drive, y dice que es un honor haber hecho parte de eso porque ya entró en los anales de la historia.
One of my favorite David Lynch horror movies, and I think it's a horror movie, is Lost Highway. I don't know if you've seen that, but I think it's a great.
But I was going to tell you, this is a trivia with you. You are the tier one. We got from Lost Highway, the amazing Michael Chambers Wiles. And it's crazy. From Mulholland Drive, we got you, and we got the Bonnie Arons. So
that's awesome. Did he talk about what the premise behind Lost Highway was at all? The inspiration for it?
I want you to tell me what I want to remember. I remember that Michael said that it was crazy to record the jail scene because David was putting like industrial music. But no, I want to know the original premise from you. So go ahead, please.
So from what I understand, David was inspired by the O.J. Simpson murders. When O.J. murdered his ex-wife, Nicole Brown, and her friend, it got him thinking, what does a guy have to do in his own mind to not only do something like that, but then forget that he's done something like that. So he's exploring the mind of a guy who murders somebody and then attempts to push it back into his subconscious so he's not thinking about it or remembering it. I thought that was a pretty cool premise. And when you watch the movie from that perspective, I think it makes a lot of sense.
It makes a lot of sense. Thank you, and I will translate. Sí, John, le comenté obviamente que... porque él dijo que su película favorita de Lynch es Los Highway. Le dije que obviamente acá estuvo Michael Chamus Wiles, que obviamente él es el tercero junto a Bonnie Adams. Preguntó que si nosotros sabemos la premisa, él la acaba de contar, ¿no? Es basado, tú sabes, en el crimen de... pues el de O.J. Simpson y Paul Brown, tú sabes. Y que era cómo sería si una persona recuerda y después olvida el crimen.
No, gracias por compartirnos eso, Mar. Ahora quiero presentarle a un talentosísimo actor de doblaje de México, Christian Strempler. Lo conocerán por ser una de las voces más emblemáticas por darle la voz en latino a Mar Pellegrino en Latinoamérica. Así que quiero presentarlo, Mar Christian.
Mark,
Preséntalo. Oh, bueno.
it's a pleasure, my friend.
Great to see you.
It's a great pleasure. I am the guy who give you voice in Mexico City.
Oh, that's great.
In projects like Supernatural.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. Now I have to see them with your dubs.
Please, will be an honor for me.
That would be great.
It's a great job, a great performance as Lucifer in Supernatural. I was very fun to do that job, and the director of the project, of the dubbing project, also congratulate me for the voice match with you.
Oh, that's great. Now I can't wait to see it.
Please, if you can get the DVD or the Blu-ray in Spanish, in Latin Spanish, will be a great honor for me to hear my voice in your performance.
I would love that. I can't wait.
Will be a great honor, Mark. Really. One of the best bad Lucifers I ever made.
Oh, thank you. I hope I get invited to Mexico City because I'm dying to go to Mexico City. I haven't been.
Oh, it will be a double honor to receive you here and go to the TNT or the Mole, a great acting convention for actors of the world, and cosplayers also, etc. But it will be a great honor to be in the panel or in the floor with you performing Lucifer.
That would be great. We have to take a picture together.
Yes, it would be a great honor. A picture for the eternity.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Because
no, es que les quería pedir un favor, si yo me lo permite, y qué pena porque estoy emocionado. Y si hacemos una primera vez que nunca se ha hecho, una línea Mario y una línea tú, si nos lo permiten.
Claro.
¿Cuál es la línea favorita tuya, más referente a Lucifer en Supernatural? A mí me encantan todas, pero cuando está, ¡qué rico! Así como cuando está con la pareja con Crowley, o la vez esa que consta con Crowley, que imita a Crowley y Crowley lo imita a Lucifer. Que esa es
I recorded that series a lot of time ago, like 10 years ago, more or less. And I was very impressive of your performance of the devil, of Lucifer.
Thank you.
But in fact, I can remember a specific line, acting line of Lucifer. I can remember a specific line. All the work was grateful, was perfect for me. All the things that he said to others actors was the best.
Oh, thank you.
There is no only line or a simple line that I can figure out, or can express a simple line that can show you. It's all the work for me.
Wow, thank you. I appreciate that.
Mark, I was telling Jhon, and of course, thank you. What an amazing moment. Let's do a first one in the channel. If Jhon allow me and Strempler allow me, if you can remember one line, a small line of Supernatural, bring it, and we will have for the first time the original language and the translated version of Supernatural. It will be a dream come true for Jhon, because Jhon, tú eres el fan más grande de Supernatural. Jhon is the biggest fan of Supernatural ever. And if you allow us, go ahead, do the line.
So one of my favorite lines, there's two lines that lots of people really like, and they're sort of my favorite lines too. One of my favorite lines is snapping necks and cashing checks. It's what I do. I love that line. Snapping necks and cashing checks. It's what I do. And then, of course, there's the famous "Good morning, Vietnam."
Good morning, Vietnam!
People love me to say that one for their wake-up call. So they actually make that their alarm in the morning. That voice wakes them up in the morning.
Buenos dias, Vietnam.
There you go. I love that.
and give me a hand with the translating of the other phrase, please.
So it's snapping necks and cashing checks.
Rompiendo cuellos y cobrando cheques.
Great.
Yo tengo la última en particular, es cuando San está en la jaula con Lucifer y que le dice, ¿y para dónde vas? Pues no lo sé, resolver crímenes.
Claro. No lo sé, a resolver crímenes.
Está muy a ley. La frase, explícale, Andrés, sobre la frase que San está diciéndole en dónde te irá y él dice, resolviendo crímenes.
And the phrase that he was saying also was like, where are you going, son? Oh, solving crimes. Something like that. I think it's a conversation at the jail. It's yeah.
Yeah, when I was in the cell with the boys, they said something to me, and I said, "Yeah, I'm going to LA to solve crimes," or something like that. Yeah, it was a throwback to the Lucifer on Fox and Netflix.
Well, let's say you gank her. Then what? You move to LA, solve crime.
Which I've never seen, by the way, and I should, because Tom Elliott Ellis and I have done photo shoots together.
No, qué increíble. Estamos cumpliendo sueños entre todos. Ahora, bueno, continuando con esto, hay uno en particular de los fans de Latinoamérica, Mar, y es ¿cómo fue su experiencia en Ronnie? Es una película de las desconocidas que no te han preguntado en entrevistas.
Y Jhon, antes de traducir, te felicito, obviamente lo lograste, ¿no? Tuviste a Lucifer acá, a la muerte y a Drácula, ¿no? De Supernatural. Tenía que decirlo, se tenía que decir, digo, okay, before I translate, I was congratulating Jhon, not only for allowing this amazing moment, but also we got for Supernatural, you, Lucifer, the Dead, and Dracula, which is amazing. Of course, and now the question is not from us, it's from the fans of Latin America, because there is a movie like a hidden gem that you got that is running. So anything you want to say about this movie, because I think there is a movie that, and in the last movies that you made that never ask you, anything you want to say about Ronnie, go ahead.
Oh, Ronnie? You mean the one that got renamed The Killer Next Door with
Yes.
Adam Scott?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
one.
I mean, you guys are cool. You guys are asking about these movies that I really have to search my memory banks for them. Yeah, that one, I loved working with Adam Scott. I think that was one of the first films that he did before he became a big star with Parks and Recreation and Big Little Lies. And now he's on that great show, Severance. I don't know if you watched that. That's a super cool show. We liked each other a lot because we both worked the very same way. We were both sort of method actors, and we got very involved in what we do. I remember watching, and Brian Austin Green was a really cool dude too, but I remember watching the show at Slam Dance, which is a film festival in Park City, Utah, and thinking that we cussed too much. There were too many F words in there, and I wish they could have edited them down a little bit because it got a little distracting. But I don't remember how the whole film turned out, but it was certainly fun to work on, right? I mean, you get to do bad things to people when there's no repercussions for it when you're the bad guy in a movie. So that sort of appeals to my impish nature.
And I'm happy that this question is from the fans, because the fans always show us that they watch even the unknown ones. So kudos for the fans, and I will translate. Pues yo, obviamente, Adam Scott, antes de la gran explosión, obviamente, ¿no? Con sus series de Parks and Recreation, Digital Lies, Severance, dice que igual que él quiere saber, yo le dije que pues obviamente salió muy bien porque los fans lo recuerdan, que cómo salió esa película. Dice que interpretar malos es un honor porque a veces es más, y espero aquí me corrijan si estoy traduciendo bien o mal, porque hay muchas palabrotas. Ambos, Adam y él, son actores de método, entonces dice que también fue muy muy divertido hacer esta película, y también sale Brian Austin Green. Entonces dice que le agrada que incluso que estemos como que ahondando en lo desconocido, entonces no, gracias a ti y a los fans.
No, y no solo eso, quiero no solo felicitar al maestro también Christian Strempler, porque no solo lo dobla en Supernatural, también lo dobla CC Miami. Eso yo
estaba revisando eso ahorita.
Todos los episodios, por lo tanto.
In Mulholland Drive, it was dubbed by Arturo Mercado. I give voice to the actor Justin Theroux.
Oh, Justin Theroux? Oh, cool.
Theroux, this guy.
That's good.
I was that was the guy I dubbed in Mulholland Drive.
The director of the film in the movie. Yeah, that's good.
He's the director?
He in the film, he was a director, an aspiring director. Yeah.
Okay, I remember. Yeah.
But I remember.
Yeah, you're right. And in CSI Miami, you are right in several chapters.
That's good. Have you dubbed me in CSI Miami?
Yes, twice, 3 times, 4 times. I can remember.
Wow,
CSI Miami.
That's cool.
Here in Mexico, we have a database called Wiki Doblaje, the Wiki Doblaje, or Wiki Dubbing, and it's a frequent page or site consulting by the directors to see who dubbed who made the voice of who made the voice of Adam Sandler, of Tom Cruise, etc., etc.
So
and the director,
once you get in that database as having voiced, say, me or Adam Sandler, then you can permanently be voicing those guys for their whole careers, right?
In fact, that was the intention, no? That the Mexican actor constantly dubbed a specific actor, or the current voice of Tom Cruise will be by Arturo Mercado. In fact, it is the point that we use this database, to see who made who.
Maybe I can personally request you from now on anyway.
Okay. Please.
I'll make it a part of my contract. I'll only work on this movie if you dub me in Mexico.
Yeah, send a letter, and will be an honor, Mark. Will be an honor. In fact, a few days ago, somebody told me that Tom Cruise required that from my partner, Arturo Mercado.
Wow.
The Mexican actor, that nobody can dub him except him.
Wow. Okay. That's cool.
It's a rumor. I don't give a fact on that, but it's a rumor.
It's a good rumor.
But if it's true, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise authorizes the Mexican voice of Arturo.
Yeah, we need that. We need that with us.
Yeah, it's a fact. It's a fact. Please let me the honor to dub you every time.
Sure.
Señor Cristian, acá te pregunto, quisiera ser tú el traductor de eso increíble que te dijo, para que John lo sepa, lo hago yo, porque es de las
No, por favor, tú eres el traductor, Gracias.
John, pues creo que entendiste algo, pero acaba de pasar algo hermoso. Pido disculpas y las desconectadas, es que casi no miro Stringer. Pues John, así resumiendo, porque estaban hablando de lo que alcancé a oír, de cómo es el proceso de los doblajes, quién es él, quién es quién. Bueno, contó el caso obviamente de Arturo Mercado, ¿no? Que ya al parecer hay un rumor de que Tom Cruise autorizó que él sea la voz. Pues Mar dijo, y esa FAT, esperemos, que su amigo Cristian sea la voz oficial ya de Mar para todas las películas. Entonces, con que salga Mari, imagínate. Y gracias por permitirme contar. Wow.
No, y es increíble, todos te amaron y es uno de los actores de doblaje junto con Alejandro Mayen, que es la voz de Castiel, que permanece desde la primera a la última. O sea, las 15 temporadas están ambos ahí. Claro, mencionando no solo a Rebequita Manríquez y todo eso. Y bueno, también menciono el comentario que dice Laura, dice un saludo para ella, que es fan de Supernatural, y romper cuellos y cobrar cheque, que es lo que hago. Así que, qué bueno. Esa es la palabra correcta. Ahora mencionando, hay tres últimas preguntas y es sobre, yo quiero felicitarlo porque hay un cortometraje que vi en Dailymotion y que me quedé sorprendido. Eli Percar. Y también sobre cómo es su experiencia en películas del oeste. Cherokee Kid, ven, amo Cherokee Kid, man. Y estás tú.
I'm happy because John not only asked about series or movies, but short films. John watched a short film on Dailymotion called Ellie Parker, but also he want to ask you about another genre, other favorite of John, that is the westerns. Of course, the Cherokee Kid. So, make John happy. Y John, después me dejas unas preguntas si alcanza.
Yeah, the Cherokee Kid, that was a Western with Sinbad and A. Martinez in it. And Mr. Coburn played my dad, which wasn't originally written in the script. That was something Paris Barkley, the director and the producer, did. Paris Barkley used to executive produce for NYPD Blue. And so he was the director on this HBO project. I really liked it. I love horror movies and Westerns, and I got to play in this Western and interact with Sinbad. And I remember one incident in particular. So we were learning how to shoot these guns for real. We would go out on the shooting range and we would play with these old, I guess they were Colts, you know, these age appropriate Colts. They were 19th century. And we were learning and I had discovered that one of the gunfighters in the West, whose name I can't remember now, used to be able to throw up a card and shoot a hole right through the center of the card. So I put a card on the target, a playing card, you know, from a deck of cards. And I shot a hole right through the ace of spades. And I signed my name on it, my character name on it. And I said, give this to Sinbad. And so since we were arch enemies during the whole thing, and the next time I went to the shooting range, Sinbad had sent me a playing card too, another ace with a bullet hole right in the middle of it, signed by him. And that was super fun. I also learned how to ride a horse for that. You know, I took horse riding lessons for a couple of months, but when it came time to actually riding, I could not ride to save my life. I mean, I was in a dead run with this horse, and the pants that I had to wear were wool, so they were sliding all over the saddle back and forth. So I didn't feel much like a cowboy. But I wish I could do another Western. I'd love to do another Western, a horror Western like Bone Tomahawk, but you know, like different would be fun to do. Or Cowboys and Aliens. I came close to getting Cowboys and Aliens, but Walton Goggins got the part because I couldn't really ride a horse.
Or another one of my favorites that is The Missing. I always say I hope this channel blow up. John got these millions and John direct a horror western. It will be a combination of the two favorite genres, but I will translate and put that on stone. Pues John, voy a poner esto en piedra, ¿no? Porque adivina, te lo dijiste, John, el otro género favorito de Mar es el western. Dice que amó este proyecto. Una anécdota buenísima, ¿no? Esto, tú sabes, ¿no? Con Sinbad, con James Cameron. Él cuando están haciendo como un shooting range, prácticas de tiro, él le disparó justo en el as a una carta y la firmó. Se la entregó a Sinbad. Después Sinbad le disparó justo a otra carta y se la entregó. Dice que aprendió a andar caballo, pero él dice que no, a pesar de que aprendió a andar caballo, la serie, o sea, como que no se dio eso, que por no andar caballo para salvar su vida, una frase, digamos, estadounidense, él casi obtuvo el papel de cowboys, de vaqueros versus aliens, sabes que lo obtuvo Walton Goggins, por eso. Él dice que su sueño es hacer un western de horror, ya sabes, Bon Tomahawk. Bueno, yo le mencioné The Missing, que es uno de mis favoritos. Entonces yo dije que ojalá tal vez millonario y tú lo dijeras en un western de horror. Sería un sueño para ti, un sueño para él. Ya sabemos quién va a ser el doblaje.
Western Gotti, no es por llamar Pellegrino. Uf, no. Yo, my dream. Ok, Andrés, puedes decirle.
Okay, I don't know how much time we got, but I will try to sum it up. I was going to ask you about your work, talking about doing voice, that you worked on a lot of video games, but no, I want to ask you, because like we all mentioned, yes, you got movies that are still under the radar, but some movies that are off the radar. And man, anything you want to say of David Lebowski or Capote, two masterpieces from different. Go ahead, man. Or maybe what's that? The treasure, national treasure. That is a favorite for the fans. I let you pick one. Wow. Go ahead.
Okay, that's hard to do. But I can talk about National Treasure a little bit because I actually went up for Sean Bean's part of the main villain, but my cat of 21 years had passed away like 3 days before the audition. So I went in there to A.V. Kaufman. A.V. Kaufman, by the way, cast Capote. And in the middle of the audition, I think I started crying. I was supposed to be really mad or something. So I was really emotional, but the emotional turned into tears. And she's like, "What's going on?" And I just said, "Oh, man, I'm sorry. My cat of 21 years just passed away and I'm devastated." And so she told me her story about her dog, and we started both crying in the office together. And it was a great experience. We really bonded, but I thought, oh, well, there goes that audition. But then they called me back later for Agent Johnson, who was part of the entourage of Harvey Keitel's entourage, and the part I got. And I met John Turtletub, the director there, the great director of While You Were Sleeping, fantastic comedic director, action director, really, really super smart guy. And I got the part, and I got to work with Harvey Keitel. You know, and Harvey Keitel, I grew up watching Harvey Keitel's work. You know, he's scary and strong. He's such a scary mob guy. But, you know, up close and personal, he's actually very easy to make laugh. So we had scenes together where, you know, we're monitoring equipment together while the FBI guys are going after Nicolas Cage. And in between takes, I would just make him laugh. I'd do imitations and, you know, I'd do funny cartoon voices, and he just laughed his ass off. I had the best time with him. I'd love to work with Harvey Keitel again. I'd love to work with John Turtletub again. It was a super fun project. And we had to do some reshoots from the Philadelphia stuff we shot in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And because Nicolas Cage was working in Africa, we had to meet him halfway because he couldn't come all the way back to the States. So we filmed those sections in London. So I got to work in London on National Treasure as well. That was super fun. So I really love that movie. I think it's a classic. I think it's gonna hold up well and stay around for a long time.
So I put myself the best teacher about London and National Treasure, Iron Maiden, and the Pyramid for National Treasure. And I know you may, John. And yeah, you're right. You have played a lot of villains, but you're a really sweet and nice person, man. I really needed to tell you, and I will translate.
And by the way, my favorite bands. I love Iron Maiden. I love that you're wearing an Iron Maiden shirt.
I nailed it.
By the way,
And I'm happy. Yes. And I will translate. Thank you. John, vas a estar feliz. Sé honesto. A ti te gusta mucho el Tesoro Nacional, ¿no? La National Treasure, ¿no? Pues tengo una anécdota dura, pero también hermosa. Él iba a hacer el papel de Sean Bean. ¿Qué es lo que sucede? Y eso fue en medio como de las audiciones también para Capote. Le pregunté por Capote y por el gran Lebowski. Resulta que el gato, pues uno de sus gatos con el que había vivido más de 20 años, muere. Y resulta que en medio de la audición, con la misma persona que tengo entendido que hizo el casting de Capote, esto lloró y lloraron bastante. Pero pues eso tal vez como que él dice, de pronto arruinó la audición, pero tú sabes muy bien que le dieron el papel de uno de los agentes que trabaja con Harvey Keitel. Dice que Harvey Keitel, que bueno, a pesar de que muy rudo en las películas, no un amor, él hizo, y ahí le pregunté un poco sobre su trabajo en voces de videojuegos, y ahí él mostró sus habilidades porque hizo voces de personajes de caricaturas y todo. Dice que fue genial, que él ama esa película. Él dice que siente que es un clásico, lo es, Tesoro Nacional. Dice que él grabó unas escenas, que en medio de unos reshoots, como unas tomas, que donde creo que Nicolas Cage está por allá en África, él hizo sus tomas en Londres. Entonces dije que puse la camisa perfecta porque Iron Maiden y las pirámides dice que es su banda favorita, entonces yo la rompimos porque, y le dije que tiene toda razón, que a veces él ha interpretado a muchos villanos, pero generalmente los actores que han de villanos son las personas más dulces, y mira, pues una persona increíble.
Y bueno, antes de la pregunta de despedida, bueno, tenemos un mensaje de dedicatoria, pero también una última charla con el maestro Strempler junto con Mark. ¿Cómo define el trabajo de él en una palabra?
Christian got this question. I always say that this is the final test from Jhon. Jhon always do this question at the end. So it's now your turn, Mark. Try to define your career, your body of work in one word.
Unpredictable.
That laugh.
Unpredictable.
It is
Good answer.
impredecible.
Sí, es verdad. Ahora el mensaje de dedicatoria, ahí para que lo digas, Andrés, tener honor.
Today we pay a heartfelt tribute to Mark Pellegrino, an actor whose screen presence has marked generations of viewers for his intensity, charisma, and acting depth. His career, violent passion, and dedication has given us memorable characters that have transcended time and genre, from his iconic portrayal of Lucifer in Supernatural, where he endowed the character with a haunting humanity, to his powerful performances in Lost, Dexter, 30 Reasons Why, and yes, Jhon, I always mention Mulholland Drive and The Big Lebowski and National Treasure and 23 and Capote, had to mention. Many other productions. Mark Pellegrino has proven to be a courageous artist, able to explore the complexity of human nature with a unique strength. But beyond his characters, we celebrate the human being committed to his art, generous to his fans, and always willing to reflect on the world we inhabit. His authenticity has inspired many and on and off stage. Thank you, Mark, for your legacy, for the emotion shared, and for reminding us that even in the darkest roles, the light of true talent can shine, and I add something, not only on the stage, but in video games. So, go ahead.
You guys just made my day. Thank you so much. You made me feel so good. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you. That was awesome. I needed to hear that. I really needed to hear that. So I'm so grateful. And my heart, you opened my heart very much. Thank you.
Jhon is a specialist in dedicating perfect words to the persons he interview.
Well, he's awesome.
He's a specialist.
I hope to meet him in person.
One day, Mark. I hope so. In the meantime, we can reach each other through the Facebook. I don't know if you have Instagram or any other. Okay. I can reach you through Instagram.
Absolutely.
Is there any chance that we can interchange or swap our info?
Yeah.
Yes, Jhon, and I need to translate the beautiful words that you said so Jhon can feel your love, because that was beautiful, the love of brother you. Jhon, necesito traducir, pero primero vamos del final al principio, ¿no? Él necesita de alguna manera intercambiar información, entonces por favor, sé tú el puente, tú sabes, entre todos, Jhon dijo unas palabras hermosas, ambos, que bueno, que Christian dice que tú eres experto, muy experto en escribir los mensajes más hermosos. Yo ahorita agrego que sí, que he tenido la suerte de leer, eres excelente escritor. Dice que Mark en realidad necesitaba oír esas palabras que lo conmovieron.
Y bueno, ya para lo último, antes de la foto como despedida, está la línea última, que es una de las favoritas mías y que quiero que lo diga ambos actores de voz original y actor de doblaje en Latinoamérica, y que dice, Mark dice estas palabras, y bueno, ahí ya lo que dice el maestro Cristo.
Yeah. If it makes you comfy, you can call me God.
Si te hace sentir cómodo, puedes llamarme Dios.
I love it.
It's amazing. Es increíble. Ok, take a topic a final picture. Así que, ok.
Perfect picture.
Thank
Unas
you.
my pleasure. Y redes sociales, Mar, y palabra de despedida al maestro.
And your final words, and I need to ask you as a metalhead, what is your favorite Maiden or album or song or whatever?
Oh, you got it. Yeah, so you can follow me on Mark R. Pellegrino on X if you want, but if you want something a lot more benevolent and nice, follow me on Mark Ross Pelly. That's my Instagram. My favorite Iron Maiden song, I listen to 2 Minutes to Midnight all the time. Anything from Number of the Beast, right? Run to the Hills, The Number of the Beast, Prisoner. I mean, I love all those. I love all that stuff. The whole album for Peace of Mind. I mean, that's that. I used to listen to that stuff for hours and hours and hours. I know every lick, every drum lick in there. I could play the air drums and the air guitar to those songs perfectly. But I was just listening to 2 Minutes to Midnight like 3 days ago on my way to jiu-jitsu as a way of firing me up and getting me ready.
I need to translate that. And yeah, for me, or the Number of the Beast, my favorite is Hallowed by the Name, of course. And yes, if you do air drumming, you need to do Where Eagles There. I know you do it, but I will translate. Bueno, John dio sus redes, dice que Nets, pero que si quieren, digamos, con palabras más amables, él dejó su página web, obviamente después las compartes. Le tuve que preguntar, favorita de Maiden. Dice que siempre cuando él va a practicar Jiu-Jitsu, escucha 2 minutos a la medianoche, 2 Minutes to Midnight, pero que le fascina todo el The Number of the Beast y el Peace of Mind. Yo le dije que mi favorita obviamente es Halloween by the Name. Tenía que decir esa pregunta, John, por Dios.
Claro,
ahora yo voy a estar más contento saber que...
Don't forget Run to the Hills.
Of course not, run to the Hills, John, por Dios.
Y maestro Cristian, palabra de despedida.
Palabras de despedida. It's been a pleasure to take this interview with Mark, one of the best Lucifer's actors ever. And I hope we can exchange a long-term friendship through the media, through the redes sociales, social media.
Yes.
And if he allow me to be the voice of Mark to hear in the future, will be a double pleasure.
I would love that. So we'll connect on social media, and I can give you my personal information then. That way, we could always stay in touch. And
Yes, please.
Hopefully,
Please.
Mexico City, I can see you guys.
Yes, of course. If you are invited once or twice, we'll be perfect welcome here.
I love it. I've never been, and I'm dying to go. I was married in Puerto Vallarta, by the way. But I haven't been to Mexico City.
Sí, te diré, pero también le diré algo. And don't forget to take also a ride to Colombia, no? John and myself we are in Colombia. But yeah, I will translate because Christian needs to hear that. Por Dios, Christian, tienes que saberlo. Él se casó en Puerto Vallarta. O sea, imagínate.
Wow.
I've been invited to Ecuador, so I might go there to teach class in Ecuador. And I'm supposed to be in Sao Paulo in October. So maybe I'll find my way up a little further north and say hello. And definitely, I've always wanted to go to Colombia, so I'll pop in there too.
Please. And I want to, le quiero preguntar, and I want to also ask something to Christian. Christian, tú has venido a Colombia porque acá la cuestión del doblaje también es increíble. Sería bueno tenerlos ambos, por Dios.
Ya le dije a John que busque la manera de que nos inviten y vamos con muchísimo gusto.
Yo siempre le he dicho a John, yo sé que este canal necesita crecer. Es más, es increíble y lo felicito porque lo estamos haciendo en una ciudad pequeña, no lo estamos haciendo en Bogotá, pero eso es increíble. Lo que John hace es magia y para mí es un honor hacer parte como traductor. I was telling John that it's crazy because Christian was telling that if John allows and John makes the magic, then I know he will grow. Please bring us, both you, Mar and Christian, to Colombia And I was saying, it's crazy because this project is not on Bogota, the big city. No, it's in Cucuta, a small city. So for me, it's an honor being the translator and being part of this magic. It was magical. I need to tell you.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank-
thank you so much, Mark. Gracias por la oportunidad. Gracias, Wendy. Gracias a todos los que vieron. Gracias, Andrés. Gracias, Maestro Cristian. Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Arriba, Nathan.
Thank you.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. It was a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Gracias.
Thanks.
Rock on.
Good night, Vietnam. Oh.
Good night.
Good night, Vietnam.
Bye bye.